Last summer, I got to go to the Goodwood Festival of Speed, which for almost 30 years has been the absolute mecca for petrol heads. I even got a lift up the famous hill climb in the new Spider version of the Ferrari SF90.
So much traction in this. Oh, a little bit of a twitch there. Over the finish line. That is properly quick.
But for the first time, there's also something else here with a major presence.
Would you believe it? Electric cars have even made it here. This is the Electric Avenue exhibit, which is a showcase of everything available in the world of EVs. We have electric city cars, electric SUVs, and even electric supercars.
Many of which we've featured here on Fifth Gear Recharged.
As you know from our series, EVs are no longer the future, they're the present. If you want to know what comes next, you need to check this out, Future Lab.
This area is full of concepts which show how our roads could be looking in the future, with new vehicles and technology that will be getting built into your car in just a couple of years, such as the pace of change. The first thing to catch my eye was this, the Aero. It's been created by Heatherwick, who designed the latest London buses. A production version is apparently being built by major Chinese auto manufacturer IM Motors in 2023. Their idea isn't just a car, more an autonomous room on wheels. Project leader Tom showed me around.
So Tom, this is incredibly different to anything I've ever seen inside a car.
When we were looking at modern cars in cities today, they were actually sat there unused 90% of the time. And we thought, couldn't that be a far more useful space for your life?
This interior is totally redesigned so that it could be used as an office space while traveling, or if you fancy a nap on the move.
The seats actually fold totally flat, so it becomes a double bed. And then the glass is smart glass, so you flick a switch and it goes cloudy and you have privacy.
Fascinating.
The looks might be a bit extreme concept rather than close to production reality, but the technology and layout are potentially a total game changer.
These wheels and tyres, that's not going to happen, is it?
They're going to be smaller.
They're going to be a bit smaller. These are probably, what, 36-inch wheels?
Ridiculously big.
Initial versions will likely not be fully autonomous, but the plan is that future models of the Aero will be. I guess we'll find out when it goes into production in 2023. How we'll interact with cars in the future will also be very different, and it's likely to be something like this.
Okay, so let's try this out.
This contactless driver interface is made by a company called Ultraleap, and their plan is to render dashboard buttons a thing of the past.
If I make an OK gesture above the console, I get a choice of 4 different options: fan speed, temperature, media, or maps. And if I move my hand, I can select the one I want. And at the same time, I'm feeling bursts of energy in my hand to give me haptic feedback.
They call this mid-air haptics, which is similar to gesture control but with real feedback. When I move my hand, a speaker below fires ultrasound waves.
It feels almost like a tapping on my palm to let me know that I'm actually selecting an option.
This means my hand can control multiple things, and I can feel my way through them.
It's absolutely incredible.
One of the biggest bits of tech on display was the Einride truck, big in size and big in ambition. In one of the final steps towards full autonomy, these trucks can be controlled from pretty much anywhere in the world, and they've allowed me to take a drive.
Right, so here I am in the south of England, driving a lorry that's 1,000 kilometers away in Sweden.
It uses 5G technology so that at the end of a long autonomous journey, the truck can be taken over by a human for when things get more complex, like in urban areas or maneuvering into a loading bay.
All they have to do is sit remotely and monitor the situation. If the truck needs help, they can take control. And to prove it's real, we have a support car. Can you ask the support driver to just to wave and say hello to us? Look, he's waving. That's a guy in Sweden. Right, off I go again. We should do a drag race.
Now, most of the tech in here was from startups I hadn't heard of before, but there was one name I recognized, Gordon Murray. The legendary engineer of both groundbreaking Formula One and road cars has been working on a small car concept, and this one doesn't need a driver.
So, Gordon Murray, the guy who developed the legendary McLaren F1, he's been quite busy. He's been developing this thing. It's called the Motive.
This is a leap into the urban transport future. Instead of getting an Uber or a Deliveroo, people and cargo in cities could be transported around in these autonomous pods. It could be the ideal vehicle to get you to the final part of your journey. You get off your train and jump straight into one of these.
You can be summoned with an app, for example, to come and pick you up from the pub when you're incapable of driving yourself. I've got a comfortable seat. I've got a little armrest here, a TV. This could be the future of personal mobility.
So, while Goodwood is still the celebration of all things fast and oily, it was great to see how the future of car tech is shaping up.